Now to the State House, where lawmakers are considering pet stores and how they conduct business. One bill would limit local government's ability to ban the sale of pets. WRTV State House reporter Meredith Hackler is in our newsroom with more on how some amendments to this bill are being received by animal welfare organizations. Meredith.
Yeah, Mark, Senate Bill 134 originally would have not allowed for cities and towns to ban the retail sales of pets, and the bill was changed in the Senate, which has caused some animal welfare organizations to now support the legislation. One of the amendments would grandfather in communities that have had a ban on retail sale of pets since before January 1st of this year. So cities like Bloomington, who have had a ban in effect for a while, wouldn't be impacted. Another amendment would require that pet stores have a standard when buying pets from breeders. Those breeders would have to be certified by a national science-based breeder standards program. It would also require pet stores to share information about the breeder with the consumers so they know where the dog comes from. Another amendment would require that pet stores provide remedies to customers who have purchased a dog from them that isn't healthy. With a note from their vet, a customer could be refunded for the dog, be eligible to get a different dog, or have the vet bills paid for by the retailer. These changes have some animal welfare groups now supporting the bill, while others say this bill is bad for the welfare of animals.
A breeder who is a substandard breeder will not meet the requirements needed to sell to the pet store, and the burden falls on the pet store. The pet store will be the one in violation for purchasing from a breeder that does not meet those standards.
So those standards would largely go unenforceable. The State Board of Animal Health does not regulate pet stores, and we know that our local communities, they don't have the knowledge or the expertise nor the time to be able to actually regulate these standards.
This bill passed out of the Senate with those amendments, and a full vote is expected to take place next week. Mark.
Meredith, we saw the Indianapolis City County Council pass a proposal that would ban pet stores from selling dogs, cats, rabbits earlier this month. So what would this legislation now mean for the city?
Well, Mark, since Indianapolis just passed that proposal earlier this month, it would not be allowed under this bill. Only communities that passed a ban on the sale of pets before January 1st would not be impacted by the legislation. So, for example, Carmel and Bloomington enacted their bans earlier than that date, so those ordinances would still be in effect regardless if this bill becomes law or not. Now, coming up at 6, I am also tracking two other bills. Both are one step closer to becoming law. One is related to 911 call centers, and the other is related to voter fraud and what could happen to a person's right to vote if they commit the crime. Mark?
Our Meredith Hackler live in the newsroom for us. A busy day at the State House today. Meredith, we'll see you at 6.